Yo, here we are.
Again.
Again. As you guys may not know, because unfortunately I deleted the last episode that we did. Josh was actually my number one.
Number one, baby.
We hit it. We probably went together about a month ago. It's probably been
something like that.
So we're just gonna get back into it. We're just gonna dive back in, man. It's just get back into the conversation, man. I've been working with Josh for almost 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so let's go ahead and jump back into it, man. Let's introduce yourself, man. Who are you? What do you do?
Yeah. Josh Wheeler. Have a little side business, card business. Other than that, work in the mental health field. Been doing that for 10 years. It'll be 10 years in August, next month.
Dude, I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah.
I forgot. Damn.
Yeah, so I've been with this agency for 10 years. It'll be next month. Other than that, man, originally from Arkansas, northeast Arkansas, right across the border from Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
That's where I was born, bred, raised. Moved here to Texas in 2013 now.
Okay.
Been here 12
years? 13 years? Something like that?
Yeah, 12 years?
12 years?
13? Yeah, I'm not good at math. I'm not good at math.
12, let's say 12.
Yeah. Yeah, but moved here. My mom's side of the family is originally from Central Texas, so grew up vacationing, coming down here to visit family. Always loved the state, so wanted to get to Texas as quickly as possible.
Let's go.
And got here. And love it, and yeah.
That's what's up, man. So, married, kids?
Yeah, married for, married in 23, and it's 25, 12 years.
Oh, you've been married? Oh, so you kind of moved here around the same time?
Yep.
Okay, so is your wife also from Arkansas as well, from the same area?
Same area.
Oh, did you guys grow up together?
No, we met through mutual friends in high school. So
crazy, man.
We went to 2 different high schools, but our small town, it's like a railroad track separates us.
Okay, got you. Was it like a rival high school kind of thing?
She went to a small private school, so we didn't play each other.
Got you.
No.
She played 6-man football.
Yeah.
That's what's up, dude. And then baby boy
and then I have a son. His name's Witten. He will turn 6 next month. So
dude, and your son is pretty amazing kid, bro.
Yeah.
I love him. He's a super smart guy, man. So let's get into your one thing that I was pretty interested before that I would like to talk about that we didn't kind of get into too much the last time was your mental health thing, man.
Yeah.
Like, and what you do. Like, and I remember you mentioning something about having to go to DC and doing all of these things, man. So go ahead. I guess I'm just asking, like, what exactly that you do.
What I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's funny, and let me give you just a little background of how I landed in mental health, because that's not what my degree is in. So my degree, I actually have a master's in marketing, and I worked specifically in college athletics and the sponsorships, marketing side of it.
That makes sense, knowing about what you enjoy in your hobby,
yes,
right? I didn't know that, so that makes perfect sense.
So I graduated from the University of Memphis with my master's degree. Worked in that field for a little bit, and then just kind of got burned out on it. When I moved here to Texas, it was kind of like a joke. Like, I just needed a job, and I applied with my current agency in the HR side, and I got on HR.
Yeah.
And just quickly worked my way up through the agency. So I went from HR, and within 3 months, they had moved me to the training department. So I was over some training. And then quickly, I think I was in training for maybe a year, and then I moved into an IT role.
That's different.
With the agency.
So
after that, I did that for about a year, and then I moved to what we call the mental health side or behavioral health side of the agency, and I've been in that position for 8 years.
So when you say quickly, you meant really that whole little stint that was like 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh wow, damn, that's really fast.
But what it did, it exposed me to all of the different areas of the agency, because we're around 2,000 employees.
That's a lot, dude.
Very many arms of the agency that do different things.
Okay.
And so I landed on the behavioral health side, mental health side, and just quickly worked my way up within that side of the agency. So currently I am a director over a clinic in Arlington.
Let's go.
So I oversee about 30 staff.
Let's go, man.
From therapists to nurse practitioners,
Oh, okay, cool.
case managers.
So you're dealing with like social work type stuff, people
social
and
work.
stuff.
Yep.
Oh wow, dude.
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know
Yeah.
that, dude. That's
And
really awesome.
so, like I said, I don't have a background in this specific field, just kind of worked my way up, but I work well with people and I know how to
Yeah.
manage people and coach people. And I think that's really what's most important. So,
See, and that's pretty cool. So, do you think that you want? Well, first, I thought it was pretty cool that you were able to get into so many different aspects of your company, of the agency, and I think that that's probably helped propel you forward too, just simply because you do know, and people see you and they're like, okay, you know how everything works. So that's awesome. And then moving into the mental health field, when you got there, did you kind of just like really enjoy what was happening and what you were over? Is that kind of why you wanted to stay there? Was it the mental health, like, damn, I'm actually helping people? Or was it just the people that you work with that made you want to stay? What kind of gravitated you towards that?
yeah, so I think it's really because before I got there, I had no clue what they call it behavioral health. I had no clue what that was. Like, I hadn't heard that term before I started working with the agency. Growing up in Arkansas, I never heard that term. And then I felt like mental health, like the need for mental health services just kind of exploded, especially during COVID.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
so, like, because my family didn't experience anything like in mental health, a mental health crisis. I didn't have any like experience on the family
Okay.
side. So I guess that's another reason why I didn't know much about it.
Okay.
But once I landed at the agency, it's just the people that I worked with, the cause, of course. But mainly, I think it's just the people that I worked with, because I can be a people person.
Yes,
I think we
I
talked
feel
about
that.
this
Yep,
before. Like I've learned to be a people person.
Yeah.
And but I just love interacting, and especially now when I'm able to lead a group of people.
Yeah.
That's what brings fulfillment, is helping them reach their fullest potential and whatever
sure.
that is. And so I think that's just and working with the individuals who need our services, like
Right.
learning about their story.
Yeah.
And just knowing that I have a small part in like helping them overcome whatever it is, even though I'm
Yeah,
not working
man.
with them directly.
For sure, though.
It's directing the people that are working with them
Yeah.
and making sure they have the tools that they need to.
You're still part of that facilitation
Yep.
of getting better and everything.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to bring back that I heard you say is that in your family, you didn't have the mental health thing, that wasn't a thing. Now, do you think that was more of a cultural kind of like, we just don't, we don't talk about the mental health thing, or we don't acknowledge it, or is it just something that you guys were just something that you guys never thought of because?
I think at the time, like, because I have an older brother, 6
Okay.
years older than I, and I know there were some challenges with him, but at the time it's just like, oh, that's just
Right.
a kid that's
Yeah,
having
yeah.
rough teenage years.
Got
'Cause
it.
I remember some rough nights with him and my dad, like, and it was challenging times. But at the time, I think it was just like, oh, he's the problem child type of thing.
Right,
And
he's
it
a
wasn't-
teenager. He's going through it.
Yeah,
kind
and
of
it
thing.
wasn't
Okay.
a behavioral health thing. But now being where I'm at and looking
Right.
back, it's like, oh, I bet he could have been diagnosed with
He
something.
could have had
but-
somebody to talk to, right?
But, yeah, but it's just, I feel like maybe it was just, I don't know. Sometimes I look at things differently, but
I get it.
because, like I said, there was never anything in our family, and so it's just probably just normal, what we thought was
I
normal,
agree.
right?
For sure. So I had like the opposite. So with me, it was a little. I had, I guess I saw both sides of the thing. So with my pops, it was very much like my father, Southern Baptist preacher, blah blah blah, all
Yeah.
that stuff, right, from the South. So when and my mom, she's from California, Northern California, where they're all about the feelings and
Yeah.
talking about the stuff, right? So she was real quick to be like, got me diagnosed with all the, and I have my own feelings about all of this stuff too, but ADHD when I was like 7 and
Yep.
all the thing, and you talk to my dad and he'd be like, that kid don't got ADHD, he got to chooses not to pay attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, and I think that I land somewhere in the middle of that, right? Because I will say that my mom probably pushed too hard on that stuff, right? And relied too heavily on the whole 90s, everybody has
Yep.
ADHD thing, right?
Yep.
And then I think my pops was coming from the opposite, like too hard too, right?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have any problems. He just needs the ass whooping
Yeah.
type shit, right?
Yep.
And it's like, no, I probably just needed a little bit of love and a little bit of sternness at
Yes.
the same time kind of thing. So I feel that, man. I think the whole sometimes, especially now in our Western culture, it's like everybody has to have a box, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I try to be careful with that.
Yeah, and you touched on something. So my dad is also a Southern Baptist preacher.
Oh, let's go.
And so I grew up, that's the kind of household I grew up in.
Okay.
And so I think a lot of it might have been it's a spiritual problem. We'll pray him through this.
Yeah,
type
I
of
had
thing.
that too. I had a lot of that. I had
Yeah.
a lot of the anointing with oil on the forehead thing. I had that growing
So,
up.
like you said, my family probably leaned more on that side of, oh, it's just a thing that we can pray him through. And honestly, I don't know if we even knew, if my family knew about services available for that. Like, I just don't know if it was like well known back then.
Yeah, no,
wasn't
it
talked
wasn't.
about.
Not at all, man. No, I know being young, I know as a young person, if somebody had to go see, it was still like you have to go see a shrink. Like something's wrong with you, right? Nowadays, it's more like, I'm very pro go talk to a third party therapist if you got something going on and you have go talk to somebody who is absolutely not involved just so you can kind of lay it out. And if you have a good therapist, they're not going to tell you what to do. They're just going to help you process that thought.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty important. But I definitely think when we were young, I saw a lot of that outside of my mom's house, like especially down here in the South. When I was in the South, oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Especially in the Black community.
Yeah.
That shit, no.
Yeah. So like you, I kind of land in the middle of things. Like I don't want to overdiagnose and over-medicate type of thing, and then like balance it with, okay, what's really going on. So
exactly. That's what's up, man. And then when it comes to the mental health thing, you also do some traveling and stuff too, right? And going talking and doing presentations. What's that about?
Yeah. So I have done some traveling and don't do much of that anymore, but with my agency, I had the opportunity to do some traveling, to go to Washington, D.C.
Dope.
and speak to representatives
Hell yeah.
on mental health and what some of the things that we were doing, because of course there are bills and legislative things that come up that we want to speak highly of, so that we can get the funding that we need.
Yeah.
And so that's what that really was about, and had the opportunity to go to DC I think 2 or 3 times to advocate for the things that we do, which is really cool. It's a blessing to be able to do that. And
do you think you would pursue that more if you got more opportunity to do that kind of thing, like talk about legislation?
Yes.
Would you?
That
sounds so much fun.
It was a lot of fun. Back then, because I was still fairly new to the behavioral health side of things.
Okay.
Like I wasn't as knowledgeable about the services that we provided.
Right.
But now, like I feel like I'm really well rounded, and I can speak even more highly of the things that we do, more educated.
Yeah.
And so, fortunately, I was with some of my coworkers who were very knowledgeable, educated, and so just hearing them and watching them speak, and my CEO was there, so that was really cool.
Oh, let's go. Yeah.
And so those are just really great opportunities that I look back on. I'm like, that was really cool.
Hell yeah. I've never done anything like that. I've always thought that would be super cool. And then, so I wanted to bring it back because I thought about something as you were speaking when you were talking about how you have learned how to become a people person.
Yes.
So you are pretty much a self-described introvert.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. And I get that vibe from you too. So what encouraged you and what did you do to help kind of get you acclimated to speaking and being comfortable? Because I know a lot of introverted people and they struggle with that,
Sure.
right? They want to be like that, but they have a hard time. So what did you do?
I was forced into situations where I had to speak.
He said I'd have a choice.
So really with work, because when I moved up into a leadership position, I was making presentations.
Okay.
Even early on when I was with the training department, I was over the intern program. And so I was having to present to interns and welcome them.
Yeah.
And so just, more presentations, just doing it more and becoming more comfortable. And then of course, going to these networking events. So it's real weird, right? If I go to them to this day, it'll wear me out because I'm still not 100% comfortable walking into a room of people I don't know and talking.
I get it.
But I do it well. And
fuck yeah.
And so, what do we call it? Like a chameleon introvert or
being
whatever?
a chameleon. I can
Extroverted
introvert?
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever,
something
whatever
like
they
that.
call
I
it,
don't
right?
know. Yeah, I'm sure somebody. Yeah. Hey, in the comments, tell us what that is.
Yeah. Let us know. Let us know the proper term
What
for
is
that.
that term? Because we can't figure it out.
But I do well with working with people and speaking with people,
Okay.
and it's just something that I developed over the years of
Hell yeah.
doing it more, and just constantly doing it. And
Do you think do you think that noticing that you were getting better over time made you enjoy it even more? Like, oh man, I'm
Oh, yeah.
conquering something, or I'm being acknowledging that you're more comfortable in a zone that you haven't been comfortable in.
Yeah, I think acknowledging that, but also knowing that I don't have to have all the answers, and it's okay that I don't.
Man.
That I can tell somebody, you know what, I don't have the answer to that, but I'll go research it and see if I can find the answer.
See,
And
that's
just
it. That's a huge thing, man, that you just hit on is acknowledging that, just saying I don't know.
yeah,
Because I've noticed that in my life, I've had that issue of saying I don't know. I don't know why, but I had that issue of just being like, if somebody says something and they're like, I'll be like, yeah. But in the back of my head, I'm like, I have fucking no idea
Yeah.
what you're talking
Yeah.
about. So I'm really getting I'm trying to get better at just being, when I catch myself, because I'll just do it automatically.
Yeah.
And then I'll just be like, but what I've noticed is that when I say, no, I don't, they're
Yeah.
just like, what? Because
Yeah.
I guess that's part of normal conversation, is to just go with it and not kind of like be like, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
How about you explain that to me?
and you know what? Because I don't have a degree, I don't have a background in this field. That's what I had to do early on. Is
Right.
depend. So I will always say I'm not the expert, but I work with experts.
Right
I will
on.
go. I'm an expert at asking questions and
Yes,
getting the
sir.
answers. Right.
I would rather be in that position myself anyway. Yeah.
And so
heck yeah.
I think for me it's been great because it's forced me to allow on people to rely on people who
Yeah.
do know more in this space than I
Right.
do, and it's okay. It's like I'm authentic about it, and
That's awesome.
I think that's what's really helped me as I've moved into more of a director role of my people know, like, if I don't know the answer, I'm gonna tell you I don't know, but I'll go ask and find it for you. So
That's like humility, right? Like on a big level. It's
Yeah.
straight up humility. Yeah, because I agree, man. Like I am definitely one of those, like I prefer to be a jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And but I love being around masters of one.
Yeah.
Like I love being like, what do you like? When somebody nerds out on something and they completely know everything, like you and your cards, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm so interested.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I love the fact, I'm like, man, this person really loves this.
Yeah.
And I want to be, what is this? Like, I love that.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So, I don't necessarily, I want to stay on the mental health thing, man. So do you think that there are more need, is there more need for these services, and are more services like this coming to our city?
There's always a need. I feel like there's an increasing need every day.
Yeah.
As far as more services coming to city, I don't know, with the way that government's operating right now and the reduction of funding in so many areas,
Dude,
that does
yeah.
hit the mental health field.
Really?
And so, like for us, when Elon came through with Doge,
Yeah.
there was a contract. I want to say it was like over $1 billion contract, and part of that was funding for mental health in the state of Texas. That
Really?
now I don't know if that went through all the way on the reduction of the funding, because
Right. Well,
there's
yeah,
always
everything's
changes,
going
but
back and forth
there's
right now.
always funding issues, I will say.
Okay.
And so it just depends on our Texas legislature, what the federal, what's happening on the federal level, what's happening there. And so I don't know if more services are coming, but
Now, do you know any ways to advocate for that more here that you know of? Is there groups or something where somebody can go and like maybe be a part of to advocate for more mental health services?
Ooh, I think there are, but I'm not very knowledgeable about them
that
right
kind
now.
of stuff?
So,
Yeah, me neither.
I
Okay.
know there's always like lobbying and
Stuff like that.
like I know our people from our agency go to Austin to,
okay,
to
that's
lobby,
cool.
and so just to speak about the
pretty
good
cool.
services we're doing.
Would you ever do that if you had the chance?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. Fuck, that
But
sounds cool.
like us, our center, we're called a local mental health authority. So for this area, for Tarrant County.
Okay.
And there are I believe there are 32 other agencies like ours across the state. And so we are one of many that operate a lot on federal funding, state funding, and so it's very important.
Now, are you guys all connected? The 32? Are
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
all? It's the same
Well,
company.
not the same company, but we fall under the same umbrella, I guess, in the
Dude,
state.
I had no idea. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of that is attached to state funding and
Mm-hmm.
federal funding and stuff like that.
Yep.
Man, see, that's the kind of stuff that I'm glad we didn't hit on that last time. Like, that's really interesting. I
Yeah.
think that's super important for people to know too, right?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to like, voting, your local
Yeah.
politics and local voting and stuff like that. I've
Yeah.
been working on trying to pay attention to that kind of stuff
Yeah.
because I've noticed that it's the local stuff that you need to pay attention to because that's where your money's coming
Yeah.
from. That's how you're directly being affected.
Yep.
The national stuff, sure,
Yeah.
but it's more the people that are in your direct thing,
Yeah.
right? So that's really cool, man. So all right, so let's go ahead and take a shift, man.
Okay.
So let's talk about your business, man. Your little side gig. Let's talk about that, dude,
Yeah.
because that is super interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I tell a lot of people about it because I think it's cool as shit. And I forgot those damn Pokemon cards today. Dang it, man.
Every time. I'm never gonna see these Pokemon
my
cards.
God. Oh,
Never.
Literally, as I'm saying this out loud, I'm like, fuck. Okay, so let's talk about it, man.
Yeah.
What do you do? What is it?
Yeah, so I sell sports cards.
Hell yeah,
and
you do.
Pokemon cards. Wheeler Cards. Started my own business, just a little side gig, really. Well, officially last year,
Mm-hmm.
but I've been selling, trading, flipping cards for 2 years now.
Let's go.
So grew up, as a kid, collected football cards.
Yeah.
Something I enjoyed, something that was fun for me.
Yep.
And then I think I shared this last time. I went away for college and kind of lost all desire.
Yes, sir.
Didn't touch cards for a while. And then 2 years ago, I went home to my parents' house in Arkansas and just decided to go through my old cards and see
Hell
what
yeah.
I had. And I found some like really nice cards.
That nostalgia, baby.
Yeah, it hit. And especially like whenever I found my like Tom Brady rookie card that had value, I was like, oh, let me
Wait a
see
minute.
what else I have.
You're like,
in here.
hold
Yeah.
up. Okay.
Yeah, and so it just rekindled, that desire to, get into sports cards.
Yeah.
And at that point, it was mainly to start collecting again.
Okay, got it.
So not buying cards to flip them and try to sell and make a profit. Just strictly collecting
Yeah.
things I like, keeping them. And that's what really started it all was
Okay.
that. And so I brought back my cards from my parents' house and just started buying cards here and there that I liked and that I wanted to keep.
Hell yeah.
But then I started going to card shows, and these are like huge conventions, especially the one they have in Dallas every other month. It's like one of the largest card shows in the States.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I remember you telling me.
There's
That's
like
nuts.
1,000 vendors, and it's like overwhelming the first time you go in. 'Cause
I can
you
only
walk into
imagine.
this big convention center, and there's like, oh, where do I start?
Oh,
And-
man. Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, and so just learning that there's like, oh, there's opportunity to make money in cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that just
buddy.
was like, And then I found out that there's this app called Whatnot.
Yep.
Where you can
We'll
go
link
on-
all of his stuff in the app or in the description afterwards, guys. So don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Yeah, this app that allows you to go on. If you're a buyer, you can buy things, and it's not just sports cards on this app. It's like plants,
Oh,
clothing.
dude, I bought vinyls off that bat. I
Yeah.
had to delete it.
Yeah.
That shit is.
Yeah, it's addicting. It can be addicting.
It's addicting,
Yeah.
dude.
But I also found that you could become a seller on the app.
Let's
And-
go.
And so I just started learning a little bit more about that, and it was interesting to me. And so I just started doing it as like in my spare time to get rid of
Hell yeah.
stuff, and that just slowly grew into, oh, I can make some good side money here.
Yes, sir.
And started doing it. Been doing it for 2 years, and it's been a lot of fun.
Fuck yeah, man.
And it's fun is key. Like.
For sure, though, right? You don't want
Yeah.
it to be a job.
I don't want it to be a job.
Yep.
And I'm learning right now, like, okay, I think I'm gonna scale back a little bit.
Okay, I
because-
was just gonna ask you, have you hit that point where you have to start being like, hold up, I'm going too hard.
I have, because, what people don't see as a seller is it's not just an hour show or a 2 or 3 hour show, however long you stream.
Mm-hmm.
It's the prep before it, and then it's the post show, which is you got to pack up everybody's stuff that you just sold.
Dude, I
You have
didn't
to
think
ship
about
it,
that.
and that's like depending on how much you sell. And like for me, I go hard every show. So I've had upwards of 100 packages that I've had to then pack up and ship out, and that could take another 8-hour day, you know, because I'm very particular about things like customer
As you
service
should.
and
Yeah.
detail.
Yep.
And I want to make sure your stuff is packed up right.
Yes, sir.
And that it's delivered okay. So I'm like, I take my time on that stuff. And
Cool.
so,
Yeah, of course.
and it'll wear me out. Like, so it's like let's say a 4-hour show could be like 3 days of actual time dedicated to that one show.
God, I get it though, because even with with the podcast, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like let's just say I did it the first time, and I was like, oh, this is why
Yeah.
people don't do this.
Yeah, and just like you had to set up all this equipment, I
Man.
set up equipment every show, and it's not like I have a space dedicated at my home. So it's like I'm setting up, I'm tearing down.
Yep.
And so
Yep.
it's just like,
I feel it, dude.
yeah,
I feel it.
So if I had a dedicated space, it may be a different ball
That would be
game.
nice.
But it's just like I'm setting up tables, I'm setting up lighting,
Putting
and then I'm
everything-
tearing it
yep.
down. And it wears me out.
It does.
It wears me out. So
Shit, doing this wears me out, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. And so what is it that drew you to the selling aspect other than the fact that you knew you could make some money?
Yeah, so I think what it was is I could speak to people and be behind a camera and my face not be seen. Like, so I could
Dope.
be funny. I can act a
Yeah.
fool at times.
Yeah.
And not feel the pressure of people seeing me because
I get that.
I
I
don't
get
have
that.
like a camera, a
Yeah.
face cam.
Yeah.
And so I can just have fun. And,
That's awesome, man.
And just do things that maybe I wouldn't typically do if I were in
I
front
get
of
that.
somebody.
Yeah,
So,
that's cool. So you kind of get to just be free a little bit.
Yeah,
It's a little
like
freeing.
my real personality comes
Yeah,
out. So.
that's fucking cool, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I
Yeah.
love that, man. That's awesome. So when you walked into that first time you walked into that massive like Dallas card show and stuff, what was the first, other than the overwhelming feeling, what was the first feeling that you had?
Wow, this many people like sports cards. So,
I feel it.
because I didn't know, man. I had been out of the sports cards like since I was a kid, like, or
Right.
since I went to college. I hadn't
Well,
touched it.
I didn't know that it was as big as it was until actually Carlos.
Yeah.
So one of the fellow barbers, he was into the cards. That was the first time that I have ever seen cards
Yeah.
on Whatnot, and I was
Yeah.
like, man. And then I met you, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's like shoes.
Yeah.
People are really into
Yeah.
cards, man. I guess being that we're in a digital age, I would have never assumed that people still cared about paper.
And it's wild, and it's not just kids in it. Like it's like old adults that are in here buying cards. And like
Wow.
it's pretty wild, but it's a lot of fun. Like I've met some really cool people through cards, and I think that's what's been fun for me is like
That'll keep bringing you back.
meeting people and actually building a relationship with people, having some friends that are involved in it that
And also having that you guys already have a mutual, thing that you guys
Yeah.
like already. So
Yeah.
it doesn't, at that point, it's always easy when you have a mutual thing, because at that point it's like, do we like each other or
Yeah.
not? There's no ice breaking. It's already broke. So you just
Yeah.
got to figure out if you guys mesh. That's what's up. So this is also something that you share with your son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is I'm not, full disclosure, I think this is the coolest thing ever. So go ahead, tell us about that.
Yeah, so like I said, he's 5, and I slowly have tried to get him involved in cards just for something for us to do together. And so his name's Witten, named after Jason Witten, tight end for the Cowboys.
Let's go.
And so one of the cool things is I started collecting Jason Witten cards as a part of this. And of course, Pokemon is a big deal. So he started liking Pokemon a little bit, and it's just something that I've tried to get him involved in. Started taking him to card shops in the area, letting him pick out packs of cards that he wanted to open, and that's how he's been involved. And now I've gotten him involved in some of my shows where he's actually doing a little bit of selling for me. Selling, air quotes, but
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to raise up my first employee. So.
Yeah, let's go, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. So that's what's up. So he's actually in there like selling his own Pokemon cards now. He's out there like
Yep.
putting on a show. He's making some money by himself.
Yeah,
He's
I'll
doing
put him
all
on
of that.
camera and let him hold the card, and if he knows anything about it, let him speak to it, and then people bid on it. And of course, when he sells, he gets more bids, right? So
Come on.
yeah,
Adorable.
so, yeah.
Like, he's going to make that money.
yeah, he's gonna make it. I had a couple of shows a couple of months ago, maybe 2 months, where I had my old Beanie Babies.
Oh, dude, let's go.
and they are in storage.
Let's go.
And I'm like, okay, I'm tired of them taking up space.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a Beanie Baby only show and see if there's anybody out there that wants Beanie Babies, and
Bro.
let Witten do the show.
Yeah.
And so I had set up his little table, and I put the camera on him, and he was like picking out which ones to sell, and we sold most of them.
Let's go.
And so it was cool because like I do pay him like. So after a show, I'll give him a little bit of money to go buy a toy, or
That's what's up.
or part of it, the funds were used to send him to a summer camp. So like it
Bro,
is
let's
going
go.
to whenever
Yeah.
he's working with me, I am finding ways to like pay him.
Dude.
And so it's been a lot of fun.
I mean, and that's teaching him so much at such a young
Yeah.
age, dude. He's gonna be something to reckon with when he gets older. He's gonna be telling his friends when he's like 10,
Yeah.
like, hey man, why don't you guys want to go do something? I got something. They're gonna be like, well, he's gonna be like, you guys don't have a job? You guys ain't making money?
Yeah,
Come on, man.
And I tell you why I want him involved is because when I started going to these card shows, I was seeing these little kids walking around with like these cases with cards.
Yeah.
But they were pulling out like fat stacks of money and like negotiating with these adults on things. And I'm like, oh man, this is really teaching them really good skills of negotiation. And I was really impressed with these little kids
Hell
being
yeah.
able to go up. But shoot, before cards, negotiating was like kind of uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
And going back and forth, but now I'm like, okay.
Well,
I
it's
can do
kind of
this.
it's a battle, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a battle. You're getting into that whole learning how to maneuver yourself around the field and be like, okay, it's like parry,
Yeah.
joust, whatever those terms are in fencing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's exactly how I feel like when it comes to like haggling prices and
Yeah,
stuff. That's
yeah.
kind of fun though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like going to a flea market. Like when you used to go to Trader's Village.
Yeah.
When we were kids, man, and we'd haggle all the prices out there.
Oh, yeah.
That was where it was at, man.
Yep.
It was super dope. So what I want to know is the first time that you tell us about your first deal, like the first time you had a true like haggling experience where you were in there like, trading, trying to get money, trying to change your prices, like all of that stuff.
Oh, shoot. I don't even remember my first deal, honestly. Man, it was probably a small deal, honestly. I'm gonna wait for you to get back.
I'm listening.
You're listening? Okay, I got you.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Man, it was probably a small deal. And, the great thing with technology these days is that there are apps that you can use that will show you kind of the market price of a card. And so that really is helpful whenever you're negotiating is you're able to pull up a card that's sold that is either the same card or a similar card. And that kind of gives you a baseline of, okay, I'm going to start my asking price here at this point and then kind of work my way down or up, I should say, if the seller counters. And so, that's been really helpful. Now, lately, I have been making more larger deals as my company has grown and I've been able to bring in more money. I can buy nicer cards, and so that's been really nice. And again, what I do is typically just use apps that show me the market price of a card. And then I put together a little offer sheet and, I'll send that over to whoever's selling the card and they'll either counter or they'll be like, yeah, man, that's good. So, and I try to be fair on my offer. Like, I'm not going to try to lowball you because I get it. Like, I don't want to be lowballed as a seller.
Kind of have respect for
Yeah,
each
have
other
respect.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
I
And
get
so as you build relationships with people, then you can, start negotiating a little differently. But, anytime I work a deal with a new person, I try to be respectful and do the best that I can in my offer, but also like I need to have some room where I can make some profit on it as well.
Of course.
And so typically what I'll do is anytime I do a first time deal, I'll do the strongest that I can. That makes
Right.
sense. And then hopefully as we build a relationship, we'll start working on, the percentages of what I'm paying at type
That
of
makes
thing.
sense. That makes sense.
And stay respectable on
Yeah,
both ends.
yeah,
So,
of course.
Yep.
So it's like, I mean, and again, I'm assuming that if somebody keeps coming to you more, you're like, okay, I can hook you up a little bit because I
Yeah.
know you're going to be making more money. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty fun.
That's the goal. So
So how was Witten's first show? Like, tell me how that went down. Like, how did he come up to you and be like, yo, Dad, I want to do this? Or did you kind of encourage him to do it? Like, how, just for anybody else who might have, want to share something with their son.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So his first show, he didn't really have a choice.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
I 100% love it,
It
bro.
was if you want new toys, then you have to earn it.
Let's go.
And so,
Let's go.
Or if you want a new game, you have to earn it.
Oh,
This is how you
yeah.
earn it.
Oh, yeah.
And so, of course, when I do a show with him, I make sure it's no longer than an hour because he loses interest, right?
Right.
But his first true show was probably the Beanie Baby show, where he was the one on camera the entire time and doing the selling. And so, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, I set him up a little table, gave him his Beanie Babies on the table, and then he was choosing which ones to sell at what time.
Wow.
And he would, of course, try to describe it as best as he could.
Yeah,
This is a horse, and do the best he could.
That's awesome.
And so, I don't know, it's a lot of fun. Didn't make like a ton of money, and that's okay because I wasn't expecting it. It was Beanie Babies.
Beanie Babies from the 90s.
Yeah, from the 90s. And so it was more about decluttering for me. So it did me a favor.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It did me a favor.
Go make some money, son.
Yeah. But again, I just want to teach him at a young age hard work. And, you know, things aren't just given to you.
Yes, sir.
You have to earn it. And
Yes,
this
sir.
is how you earn it, money. And
Yes, sir.
just that relationship of money and how to manage it. So.
Dude, I agree, and I'm with you 100% on board with that. When you were like, he didn't have a choice, I'm like, yep, I do the same thing. Man, like, just so silly. Like, I bought a big old bag of pistachios, right? And them bad boys are like $15, $20, right? So I go home, and I'm snacking on them because it's my little snack. And my kid's just like, hey, can I have a pistachio? And I'm like, I really don't want to give you a pistachio. I really didn't. I was feeling kind of selfish in that moment. And I was like, you can have a push-up for every pistachio. Oh,
my goodness.
Or if you do a push-up, you can have a pistachio. And she got,
work,
dude, it was, she, for the longest, she was like, no. Then she tried to take my bag. And I was like, girl, I was like, don't do it. So she got up and did a push-up. So she can have I was like, you don't want any more? She's like, I don't want to do any push-ups. I was like, then you don't want a pistachio. So I'm feeling like I love making the kids work for stuff because having my pops and having my mom, my dad made me work for everything.
Yeah.
I remember the first time that I ever wanted to go on a date with a girl. I asked my dad, I was probably like 13, 14 or something like that. I was like, yo, Pops, can I do some chores around that? I had chores and stuff, right? So I was like, hey, can I do some extra chores around the house? You know, I was like, can I do, because every time I wanted something from my Pops, I had to make sure that I had like, this is what I'm going to do for it. I couldn't just ask him for something, right?
Yeah, this is a plan.
This is the plan, right? So I was like, I can mow the front yard for you because I mowed the backyard. He was like, no, son. He goes, the front yard. He goes, that's what I like that. I like to do that. That's my yard. And I don't want you to mess it up. I was like, all right. So I went through like a series of things and he kept saying no, 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 no. And I was like, I finally got to the end. I was like, man, what? I was like, what can I do then? He goes, so everything that you've been asking me to do, that's your rent money. Yeah. He goes, well, what you can do is you can take my lawnmower, you can go mow somebody else's yard, you can pay me back for the gas, and then you can go on a date. And I was just like, man, but dude, I ended up hiring the kid across the street. Oh, okay. I had a whole thing for the summer, bro. Went on my date, got a couple things, and then quit. Yeah. But that right there, like that single instance at 13 really set the precedent for if I ever want anything, I just got to work for it. Yeah. So I'm not afraid to, or not even fear. Like I'm like, maybe it is fear. I don't know, but I'm not afraid to work for something. If I know I want something, I know I have to put the work in. Yeah. So. And
you touched on something. I think parents are very key because both of my parents are super hard workers. And one of the things my dad did as a young teen is he had yards that he would go cut on the side.
My dad does that.
Just side.
Dude, our dads are pretty. Cut stuff on the side. My dad's a Southern Baptist preacher. Yeah, that's so funny.
And so, but what he did was he took me and he allowed me to be like, I would mow and he would trim. Yeah. And so he would share the money that we made with me. So that taught me at a young age, young teenager, like hard work as well. And we had probably 3 or 4 yards that we would cut. Yeah. And it was looking back, like that really started something, you know. It showed me work.
Kind of instill something in you. Like,
and just seeing my parents, how hard of workers they are. Like, I think that's very key too, is setting that foundation of, oh, dad, mom's a hard worker, and this is what they do on a daily to earn their keep or earn money to provide. And so it's just like,
so it's funny. So it's like, I had the opposite. So both my parents are extremely hard workers, right? But so my pops was he was just I wouldn't even say that he is stern. I guess that you can call it stern. He's cool, but yeah, there's not a lot of wiggle room
Yeah.
with me at least,
Yeah.
So, and that's cool. But my mom, she's also, she worked. I was raised by my mom, single mom, worked 2 jobs basically my whole life. Always volunteering and stuff. She was military, so always doing stuff, always in the community, in her military community, doing things, this stuff. But my mom's biggest thing for me. And I'd have to ask my mom. We'd have to get into the conversation, but she didn't push me to do anything.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
My mom was very much like, be a child,
Yeah.
chill, relax.
Yeah.
Because even when I wanted to do things, my mom was very much like, dude, just chill, just chill. So it's like again, it was that like 2 opposing forces,
Yeah.
right? One person that was just like, do whatever you want. And the other person was like, fucking lock the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I had a lot of contrast in trying to figure out raising my own child.
Yeah.
Like I think I found a pretty good balance between the 2, but I've definitely done both.
Yeah.
Like I've seen you are your parents. So I've been really stern and then I've been super loose on things.
Yep.
And I'm realizing that it's the constant thing that comes into my my purview is find the middle path.
Yeah.
It's always about finding that middle. You can't go too hard, can't go too soft kind of thing. That's what's up, man. So what is it now that we've got the basis of everything? So what is it that being that you've been here for 10 years and stuff, man. So what do you do for fun, bro? What do you do? Me and my wife are also looking for things to do and stuff. And I know there's plenty of people on here. And if you guys have any suggestions later, throw it down there in the comments too. But what do you do, man? What do you do to chill with the fam?
Really fun, man. I'm having to discover what fun is again because like I feel like I go to work,
bro,
and then I come home and I'm working.
That is massive.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah, and so that's what I was talking about earlier. Is I'm at a point where I think I need to scale back some on the card thing so that I can focus on time at home and because there are times when Witten comes up and says, "Dad, I want to play this game," but I'm having to prep for a show or
you're
whatever,
mailing something out,
or I'm mailing something, and so it's just it's taking away important time that I don't want to miss out on. And so now I'm just trying to find that balance of I need to cut something back a little bit, and this is what I'm going to do. So, but because cards is fun for me, it still is fun. Like being able, it's like a test for myself. I can buy this card for $10. Let's see if I can flip it for 20 and make a profit.
Yeah, that's fucking fun.
So it's like a challenge for me, and that's the fun part of it for me now is, okay, let me see how much of a profit I can make, or if I can make a profit, because being real, I'm not always making profit on cards. So I may make a bad buy and get stuck with a bad card and then have to sell it for a loss. It's like stocks.
For sure. I was literally thinking that. Yeah, it's like
I think
stocks.
we talked about this last time. It's exactly like stocks.
Yeah.
You want to buy low and sell high, and you need to know, okay, who's the up-and-coming new player?
I was just about to say that. Yeah, that's a thing, huh?
Who do you think is going to be good? Whose cards values are low right now? It's a good entry point.
So like that, who's that one guy that everybody's talking about? I'm not a sports guy, so, don't destroy me, guys.
Yeah.
But he's the new guy at first. I think he was the first round draft pick for the NBA.
Cooper Flag?
Cooper Flag.
Yeah,
so
Cooper
I'm assuming
Flag.
that guy, his rookie card is going to be fucking hotness.
Yeah.
As long as he performs, I guess.
As long as he performs, right? And so right now, it may still be a good entry point. It is long term, right? Long term.
Right.
Because, once they're drafted, the hype hits, and now everybody's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go after this card now," and so that drives up the value.
Yep.
And so, if he pans out and he becomes a Hall of Famer, right now is a great time to buy and to hold, type of thing.
Yeah,
right?
I feel that.
So it's all speculative at times, and so just like stocks, right?
Yeah. Now, do you have any? Do you have any long-term holds?
Man, I don't play that game.
Okay.
No,
because that would be it, dude. I don't know if I can handle that, bro.
No. I'm not that involved. Now, there are people in sports cards who will buy and hold a player for a long time and see what happens.
I don't have the patience for that.
Me, I'm just I got my cousin involved in this.
Hell yeah, let's go. Let's go.
So I've told him before, because I've had some pretty cool people show me the way in the hobby as well.
Right.
Man, you can always buy another card. You can always buy that card again.
Right.
But
don't get too held up on it.
It's just like stocks. You get caught, and then you're in a loss, right? So for me, I'm trying to buy and sell as quickly as possible. So there's nobody that I hold. The only cards that I keep are the ones that I collect, and that's Jason Witten. Just
Okay,
because it's named after my son.
Right, that makes
And I
perfect
want to be
sense.
able to pass those down to
Yeah,
him.
of course.
So, I'm not really into the long-term holding type of things.
I feel that. Like, I know for me, though, I couldn't. The only reason why I have those dang Pokemon cards now is because they were in my mom's basement.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
I remember, I messed around and had, I bought Ethereum once a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And then I forgot about it.
Yeah.
And then I remembered and I looked at it and I had like 10, 15 grand. That was
Yeah.
like 5 years ago. I
Yeah.
should have just left that shit there, boy. I would have so much money right now, but I don't have that. I don't have that long-term stay with stuff
Yeah.
like that, bro. I really
Yeah.
don't. It has to be out of sight, out of mind for me.
Yeah. I get it.
So that I totally, man, there's so many people out there that can relate to that whole trying to find fun as we get older.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, cause I know that's something so this is fun for me.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm already starting to realize, because I do it every Sunday.
Yeah.
Right. But I work Monday through Saturday. Right. So then I also have a wife and kid.
Yeah.
And like, for instance, today I was like, hey, what are you guys doing? You know, I was like, I'll be home by 12. What are we going to do? My wife was just like, oh, we going somewhere.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're going somewhere? She's like, yeah, we're going to Denton. We're going to this, I don't know, bookstore. And then we're going to go do something else. And I found myself being like, well, shit, man,
Yeah.
you know, fuck me, man.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's similar for you, because it's not just a hour-long conversation. It's the setup, it's the conversation,
Exactly.
it's the editing that happens after, and
it's
that
the
takes
editing,
time,
dude. Yeah.
And so,
Because I
for
have
you-
no idea what the fuck I'm doing with
Yeah.
the editing, dude.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I'm learning it on the fly.
especially like as you learn, like
Oh, yeah.
as the more you do, the more efficient you'll get. But it's still time consuming
Oh,
either
yeah.
way, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so it's similar to what I do. It's like you're doing it, trying to do it on a weekly basis. That's going to add up real quickly at the
Yeah,
time.
it is.
And
Yeah, it
so
is.
I was trying to do a card show every other week, and that's already added up. And so, like I said, I'm trying to reduce down to once a month,
Once a
maybe.
month,
Yeah,
right? Something like
because-
that.
Because then it's fun. Then it's not a job.
Then you're looking forward to it as
Yeah.
well. It creates that anticipation.
Yeah.
One thing that pops into my head that my dad, I've talked to my pops about it, and one thing that he always says is, or he's repeatedly told me, that he did in his marriage, because he worked a lot. He was a recruiter. He was also active duty military. He was a recruiter, pastor. So always volunteering, so always busy.
Yeah.
Right. So he told me, he was like, dude, what I did was I gave my wife my calendar and was like, here's the month of, July. This is my schedule. Write it, or here's their month of July. Write down what you want to do, and then I'll work my schedule around that. You know what I mean? And I was just like, I still have it. Whenever I have these moments, I think about that, and I'm like, last month I built like I took a cardboard, or not a cardboard. What's those? The pegboards.
Yeah, the cork board. or
Corkboard.
whatever.
There you go. I took a corkboard and I bought one of those things, and then I made a calendar out of it that you can switch. And then my wife made like laminated labels. So now every month we have a month up there, and she puts little sticky notes on the days that she wants to do shit, or the days that we have to do, and then I can work my schedule around those.
Interesting.
That way, because I will forget, bro.
Yeah.
I'll move as much as I try to remember. If I'm in move, I'm moving.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, I'm like, oh shit, I left you behind. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. So this is me trying to get ahead of myself.
Yeah.
Right. So that's actually been working pretty well.
Interesting.
I'm not gonna lie, man.
Okay.
It's pretty honest. And then I think, and she could probably, I'd have to ask her, but from her perspective, I think that it's making her feel more appreciated.
Yeah.
Because I do remember those times, and I will set out that time.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's that whole like, because I grew up an only child. I have brother and sister, but I wasn't raised with them.
Yeah.
I can be really selfish with my time, bro, and not even realize it.
Yeah.
Like, I could be and then get shitty when somebody asks for it, bro. And I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
See, I'm learning that, because I am a selfish person. I'll admit that. And it's like finding balance, right? Okay. I can give here. It's give and take, right?
Yes.
And I'm trying to learn. I'm learning to do better even as I speak. So
Yes, no, for sure. And that's one thing. Like, I remember one time my wife, I was giving. So she, I'm like the love language thing.
Uh-huh.
So my wife's love language is like physical touch and quality time, right?
Okay.
And mine is more of words of affirmation and just and quality time, but not like physical touch.
Yeah.
Like I was under the assumption that I was a pretty physical, touchy feely kind of guy because my mom, I grew up with a mother that like counts to 5 when she hugs you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I thought that I was like this super affectionate person, right? And then I got married, and then I met my wife, and we started dating, and I realized real quick, oh no, I am not affectionate.
No.
I just like a hug every
Yeah.
once in a while,
Okay.
you know? So one thing that I've been doing is trying to give her that touchy-feely, that touch and quality time, like cuddle time or whatever. And it's awkward as shit for me. Like, it's not natural, bro. You know, and I remember when I would try to give it to her, she'd be like, Dijon, why does this? It's like, you feel weird.
You're forcing it.
Why are you doing this? This doesn't feel good. And I remember for the longest time, I felt like guilty, right? And I would get upset. And because I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm trying to give you what you need. You know what I'm saying? And then one day I think I was listening to podcasts or something. I was listening to somebody, and somebody said like, something about talking to her and telling your wife like what's going on, where you're at. So I was like, you know what? One day I sat down and I was just like, Chelsea, you know, this shit is weird.
Yeah.
This is awkward for me. I love you so much, and I'm doing it because you need it.
Yeah.
So if you feel that it's awkward for me, it 100% is. But please look at it. Don't look at it as like, oh, you're giving me something that you don't want. Look at it as I'm giving something that you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not what I need, but I want you to be happy. So I am trying I'm grabbing my fucking soul right now.
Oh,
I'm white knuckling it because I love you.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel you.
And then once I was able to say that out loud and like articulate that with no frustration, no, you know, nothing, just calm, you know, she was just like, oh. And then we haven't never had a problem.
Okay.
Ever since.
Yeah.
You know, and I got to give my wife credit for that because she actually listened.
Yeah.
Because, you know, sometimes there's been times where she's told me things and I just didn't listen.
Yeah.
I just straight up didn't listen.
I get it.
So yeah, man, I totally get that, bro.
All right, I got a question for you. I want to pivot.
Oh,
I want to pivot here.
Let's pivot, baby. Come on.
So I want to know what got you interested in podcasting. And kind of what is your like long-term goal with podcasting? Is it to continue the once a week thing? Like, where do you want to go with this?
Okay.
I'm curious.
Okay. So how I got into it. So I was actually living here in Texas. I was about 13, and it was rough when I moved here, man. Like this was early 2000s. Half black, half white. Wasn't a lot of us walking around back then. Yeah. Let's just be honest. And then I was a military brat. I had just moved from Japan to Texas. I was so weird. Dude, I was watching anime, and I was into all the stuff that's cool now is the stuff that I was into. So I was a black dude listening to punk rock. Yeah. I was listening to, you know, I was in a heavy metal band. You know what I'm saying? I was watching anime. Yeah. I was doing all that. I was trying to break dance. I was doing all these things, man. People just did not know how to fucking take me, bro.
So those are the ones that I thought were weird back in the day, right?
That was me, bro. I was that guy, right? So because of that, man, I just didn't have a lot of friends. Yeah. You know, and it's just the nature of it. So I actually, one day I was late. I was staying up late, and I found talk radio. Okay. One day. I can't remember the program, but it was this program, and I just remember them talking, and they were just these dudes. They were talking about life, right? Like different situations that they were encountering. And I was just like, man, this is pretty cool. And then I got obsessed with it. And I started listening to it. And I started listening to talk radio, AM radio at 12, 13 years old, bro. Yeah. Okay. And then I would listen to that. I would listen to Coast to Coast. I don't know if you remember that show. No. If any of you guys remember Coast to Coast, I'm sure you guys do. I can't remember his name, but it was that show that he would talk about like UFOs and alien abductions and all this other stuff, right? There was him. There was this old lady that used to talk about like relationship and sex stuff. I'm sure you guys know about that too. It was hilarious. I think you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. So she had that one. And then there was a couple other ones, man. And I loved it, dude. I thought it was so cool to just talk, man. Like these people were just talking. And I was like, man, this is awesome. Cause I love the fucking, that's another thing. I love the fucking talk, bro. Like I love talking to people. So that's kind of how, and then podcasting came, what, 10 years ago, something like that, 10, 15 years ago. And that's just been, I basically went, if I'm not listening to music, I'm listening to podcasts are always on. I'm
Okay.
always listening. Like my top pods right now are probably Breaking Points, which is an independent media. I listen to Flagrant with Akash and Charles or Schultz.
Okay.
I listen to them. What else? I was listening to a lot, Joe Rogan, of course, and then Theo Vaughn, and then Lex Friedman, just all the basic ones. You know
Okay.
what I mean? If you're into that sphere, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. There's also this guy Stephen Bartlett that's from the UK, but just I love listening to these people come on, and Joe Rogan. I remember he was talking to this lady about bees in Austin. Stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? Just Stephen Bartlett was talking to somebody about there were one good one where he was having a debate he had two people debating about masculinity. One was a lady that had been studying it for a long time and a dude that had been studying it for some time. And it was an actual, it wasn't a debate to see who was right. It was just a debate to debate the subject. And it's like things like that. So, I guess, so that's how I got into podcasts. That's what made me want to do it, is the ability to just have conversation. And then also, I'm a little, like, as much as I love people, I'm a slow burn for people, man, because I am I can be like a walking paradox with a lot of things, man. And I'm a pretty different kind of guy. So it takes, unless you just like me right off the bat and you're like, ooh, you're weird, I like you, it's going to take you a year or two to be like,
it's going to take 2 years.
Yeah,
I know.
it's going to take a time because I've learned that it takes, because I can have because I can hold many different thoughts at once. It takes time to people to get to know my core.
Yeah.
Right. To be like, oh, this is what he's about. So, it used to hurt my feelings, but now I just accept that's who I am, because when you do become my friend, we're friends for fucking ever.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that.
I feel it.
So being that I am that person, this is also a way for me to talk to people that would maybe not normally talk to me in a long form. Right. So it's also being that kind of selfish.
Yeah.
It's my way of bringing in people and having an intimate conversation with you and getting to know you on terms that I'm comfortable with. I'm great talking one-on-one with people and getting to know you, but if you put me in a group of like 5 people, I'm probably not going to say much. I might laugh and joke, but I'm probably not going to speak up that much. You know what I mean? So that's another reason why I started this. And then what are my goals? I really don't have any goals. I don't want to say I guess it's like I'm not trying to look at it as like, oh, I want to go here with it, because I just want it to be fun.
Yeah.
My dream, I guess I should say. Yeah, I would love to be able to just travel to different places and have conversations with people and be able to pay my bills. I don't need to be rich.
Yeah.
But if I could pay my rent and have a house and put food on my table, traveling around talking to people, brother, I'd die a happy man.
Yeah.
Straight up, bro.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
My short-term goal actually is to travel and do a podcast within the next year. Travel anywhere and just do a podcast somewhere. Cool. I think I'm actually going to do it with my tattoo artist in Vegas.
Oh, nice. That'd be sweet.
I'm going to get this done, and I think when I get this done, I'm going to bring all my equipment and do that.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So my goal, man, is just to I guess I also, man, is like how we're having conversations about family, about getting through things. Like, I just want to help. It's really so being that I knew my dad, but my dad wasn't around. I didn't have a lot of guidance when it came to that.
Yeah.
So I guess also that's a lot of this too, is I want to be able to show men that we can have intimate conversation. We can talk about things, and maybe we can unfold something here that will help somebody else get through something over there.
Okay.
I
like it.
So that's, yeah.
Okay.
Is that an answer?
Hey, that answers. I didn't mean to steal the
no,
show.
not at all, bro. No, I appreciate that. Yeah. I appreciate that question, because I appreciate being challenged to think about things about myself, because I love that.
Because we're more similar in what we do, although it may be podcasting and mine's cards. But it's very similar, because I get asked, what's my goal? it would be nice to be able to work for myself and not depend on anybody. It's
yeah,
kind of like,
of course,
like what
yeah,
you just said,
absolutely.
and be able to pay my son and the family business be his like only business that he's involved in. Like that
hell
would be
yeah, that would be amazing.
that would be amazing. But you know, right now it's just kind of like we'll figure it out as it goes. You know, and I'm
Yeah.
just having fun.
Exactly,
I'm getting to
man.
meet cool people through it. And
Exactly.
same thing like with you. And so yeah, that's why I was asking. Just curious.
And I think as we're talking, like another goal of mine is to just talk to. I would love for people to come and ask me to be on my show.
Okay.
When people start being like, "Hey, can I be on your?" That I don't know.
Yeah.
Not people that I do know, because
Yeah.
you know, people that know you're going to ask you. That's
Yeah.
cool, and I appreciate all the people that ask me that I know, and I love that. But when I have somebody who I don't know be like, "Hey, man, can I be on your podcast?" I'll be like,
then you're like, all right,
then I'm like, okay, it's for me. I made it.
Yeah.
I don't need to. Like I said, I don't. I've always said this. I would love to be. I never want to. I would be the worst famous person out there because I don't want to be famous. I would rather. I want to be. I want to be behind the closed doors famous. Does that make sense? I want the money, but I don't want the popularity.
Yeah,
bro.
I like to be behind. Yep.
Exactly. Like I would do it. You know, if I ever made it that big, I would try to live life like a Joe Rogan or something like that, where you don't hear anything about his personal life.
Yeah.
Right. Like all you do is hear about whatever he does on his podcast.
Yeah.
That's how I would want to live my life, man. Yeah. I have zero desire to be walking down and people. I don't even like people knowing me when I walk down the street, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I had this thing. So I've moved so much, right?
Yeah.
I've lived in so many different places that when I live somewhere for a certain amount, I've realized like here, I've been living here for about 4 years now. So if I walk around certain areas, I'll run into somebody. Like last night, we went to a bar and one of the dudes that somebody cuts was in there, was like, "Oh, District's in the house." And my first initial reaction was like, "Run." So that's
funny.
like, I'm trying to get away from that because
Yeah.
I get so uncomfortable with being comfortable. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Laying roots is something that is I guess unknown for me. So it's kind of like I lay my roots in people, not places.
Yeah.
So I've never let roots really build in a place before, and I'm trying to let that happen now, and it's kind of hard, bro.
Yeah.
Like I kind of have to fake it till it happens.
Yeah.
I
That's
think.
interesting.
Yeah.
But it makes sense based upon the way you're raised and moving places, like you said. So
I always had a struggle. Like I've always had this desire to like move, and I always felt like that was wrong because my wife doesn't have that. Like my wife is like, "Deshaun, I got one more move. We've moved once. She said I got one more."
okay. So it better be a good one.
That's it,
Yeah.
right? So I was talking to my pops and my mom about it, and my pops was just, and he's been living here for 20 plus years, right? And my mom has been living where she's been living for 20 plus years, or about 20 years now, and my mom was the one that traveled a lot. My dad did before he got married again, but you know, he also was just like, "Deshaun, I have that feeling that I want to leave every day." He's like, "I can up and leave every day." I'm just like, I could go somewhere else. That's just something that's in you.
Yeah.
Like you just have to accept that and just, you know, let it be a feeling. And I was like, shit, it's kind of like that whole, like I think about Buddhist monk when they talk about meditation, like you're supposed to just observe the feeling and kind of let it flow away. Like that's kind of how I see that, right? Like I'm just supposed to be like, yeah, I could wake up today. I could move tomorrow, Josh. I could move today.
Yeah.
You know, straight up and like not blink.
Yeah.
But I'm also trying to be like, acknowledge that, yeah, I'd miss the fellas here. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd miss the shop that I have. I'd miss the relationships that I'm building. The friendships that are starting to form and things like that, man. So I'm trying to focus on things like just that aspect of life, I guess, because it's not even in my wheelhouse normally.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate you like try to crack me open a little bit, man. Yeah, that's nice,
Sure.
bro. Yeah, I love that. So before we get done, because we're over an hour again.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Wow.
it goes by fast.
Wow.
So just so everybody knows, let's give them your socials, and then I will log everything in the description afterwards. But
Cool.
let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah. Instagram. That's my main source. Wheeler Cards on Instagram, and that's it.
Whatnot.
Whatnot. I am Wheeler on Whatnot. I am Wheeler Whatnot.
Okay, cool. So, and again, I will have everything linked down in the description, so you can get over to Josh, so you can get him some cards, get your cards, get everything you need, whatever.
Cool.
Dude, again, man, I really appreciate you coming through for the second time.
Yeah. Make sure you save it this
Yo,
time.
make sure
Save
it's
it.
like,
Don't
God dang
delete it.
bro. Oh my God, yeah. So I appreciate you coming through this time, man, and we'll be back.
Yep.
I promise. Hell yeah.
I appreciate you.